Senior leader of the Congress party, Sanjay Nirupam, is joining us on the newsroom this evening. He seems to suggest in his tweet that the surgical strike against Pakistan could be fake. Now, Mr. Nirupam, why is it that you're not prepared to believe what the army is saying, what the Modi government is saying? Why are you choosing to do politics by suggesting that the surgical strike could be fake, Mr. Nirupam?
Rahul, a week before, when the government or on behalf of government, our DGMO announced that a surgical strike has been carried out against the Pakistani terror camps in POK, we all supported that. Our party supreme leader, Honorable Congress President Sonia Gandhi ji supported, Rahul Gandhi ji supported, even personally I supported that we want that governments must take action against Pakistan, and the whole Congress party is with government on this issue. But the way the whole thing is being politicized, one, the way BJP is putting banners all over country, the way surgical strike is being used for the political benefit, and simultaneously the way from all over the world, different corners of the world, the questions are being raised on the reality of the surgical strike. We have a question to ask to the government, because when Pakistan said that no such surgical strike has taken place, we did not reply to that. I personally did not respond to that, because I knew Pakistan has a habit of doing all these things. But even after Pakistan, then the various corners of the world, the people, media have started saying all these things. Then it is a question on the government, from the government.
But
that
Mr. Nirupam,
with the evidence.
This is a time when India must unite as one. Terror is a battle we must fight together. When senior politicians like you say the surgical strike is fake, you seem to be insulting the army, insulting the Director General of Military Operations who's made a claim. And that claim surely is not something someone who's a nationalist or a patriot like you should be doubting, Mr. Nirupam.
Two things, Rahul, two things you have said. One is terrorism. Yes, we all are united, we must stand united. And the Congress party has always fought against terrorism. Congress party has sacrificed its supreme leaders in the name of terrorism. So as far as the nationalism is concerned, patriotism is concerned, or the fight against terrorism is concerned, let us not give any sermon to Congress party. We all believe that the country should be united and we are fighting against terrorism, we must fight. But as far as the so-called surgical strike is concerned, government will have to come out with some evidence without compromising national security to give reply to the whole world, or to make silent whole world who are questioning this issue, who are questioning our...
But Mr. Nirupam, think about what you're saying. If you put out evidence of the surgical strike, the Pakistan military is then forced to retaliate, and then you step up the escalation cycle. What you're saying might be good politics, but it's really bad for national security. It might suit the purpose of your party, but it doesn't suit India. Shouldn't we put India above all, sir?
I said that particularly that without compromising national security, government must come out with some evidence. But as far as the apprehension with regard to Pakistani military action is concerned, you should have understood that before asking DGMO to address press conference in this regard. Because in our government, various surgical strike has taken place. We never announced that. We understood that thing. But this government could not understood it, and this government deliberately asked DGMO to announce it, to use it politically. My second objection is on that issue.
No, but BJP, whether the government announces it or not is something the government wishes to send. Because it's a message the government wishes to send that we will not sit back, we will not be hurt by terror. If we get attacked, we will attack right back. That's the message the government wishes to send. And that's a message you should welcome. Why should India suffer? Why should India bleed? Why should we be in pain? Why should some of that pain not be inflicted on Pakistan, Mr. Nirupam?
I 100% agree with you. I do agree with you, because the message has to be sent. And that is why when the announcement comes, we all supported it. And we wanted the government must take action against Pakistan post-Uri scenario. But the way questions, apprehensions are being raised on that surgical strike, I think we are losing our faith all over the world. And that is why the government must come out with the evidence on this particular issue. And that doesn't mean if I'm raising some question, that doesn't mean I'm raising question on the strength of Indian Army. I'm proud of my Indian Army.
No, you've also called this strike
one
fake.
Of the strongest army
You've
in the world.
called the surgical strike against Pakistan a fake strike to extract political benefit by the BJP. How do you say that, sir? Because this is not about the BJP.
It looks
this
like
is not
that.
about one
It
party.
looks like
This is
that.
not
The
about
way-
Narendra Modi, the politician. This is about the great institution called the Indian Army, Mr. Nirupam.
Yeah, I have a great respect for my Indian institution, that is Indian Army. That's one of the strongest army in the world. But the way BJP and the government establishment is misusing it, abusing it, the way surgical strikes are being used for the political benefit, it really creates apprehensions. It gives some question in my mind to raise. And it's a job of the responsibility of the government to keep me quiet by giving some evidence. I may be wrong, but they will have to prove that I'm wrong.
No, because what basis do you have to say that the strike is fake? Surely, when the Indian Director General of Military Operations stands up, he stands up not as a spokesperson of a BJP government, he stands as the representative of an institution. And it's the institution that is speaking. They're saying we've conducted these surgical strikes. When you seem to suggest that you don't believe what the DGMO says, you are doing the worst kind of politics of it all. You know, you're a hero in Pakistan.
Rahul,
they're
I
welcoming
told
your
you,
comments. They're saying senior
Rahul,
Congress leader Sanjay Nirupam is questioning the strike, calling it fake. Why do you want to be a Pakistani hero, Mr. Nirupam, at a time like this?
I don't want to become a Pakistani hero. I'm a proud Indian. But if Pakistan is doing some wrong propaganda, it is the job and the responsibility of the government to reply that. They have a right, they have a responsibility to make Pakistan quiet on this issue. And if they are not able to do it, that is their problem, that's our government's problem. But I have a right to put question if the thing is not looking correct or right.
Stay with me. Spokesperson of the BJP, RP Singh, is joining us on this broadcast. You've just heard from Sanjay Nirupam. He says Pakistan is doing propaganda. They're winning the propaganda war. The world is doubting our claims, he argues. He says you need to put out evidence. How do you respond, RP Singh, to what Sanjay Nirupam is saying?
First, I am not the spokesperson of the National Secretary of the party, but secondly, Mr. Sanjay Nirupam should go through the detailed news coverage of the Pakistan and stop behaving like a Pakistan agent here. I'm saying it on the record. He's behaving like a Pakistan agent. He has not read what Sartaj Aziz has said. He has not read the resolution of the Sindh Assembly in Pakistan. They have passed 4 resolutions against the aggression of India. Sindh Assembly, not any Indian Federal Assembly. So he is not aware of it. And he is no one to decide when army will declare or when army will show the proofs. He is no one to decide. Let army take a call. I remember a person like him used to say, when India will strike, when India will strike. Even then we said, it's the army call. Let them decide when they have to strike, how they have to strike, what place they have to strike. So they have decided, and they'll come out with the whatever proof or whatever document has to be released. But not Sanjay Nirupam can't take that to army today.
No, because he's saying that unless you put out evidence, questions are being raised. The CNN, International Network did a story, Washington Post, New York Times, they've all done stories questioning India's claims. And his argument is to counter those claims, you need to lay out the evidence.
We will do that. I mean, the Ministry of External Affairs will do what it has to do to counter the CNN or New York claim. I mean, don't get dictated by CNN or New York claim. He should have, what I'm saying is, let him go through the resolution of Sindh Assembly. 4 resolutions passed by Sindh Assembly saying that we will not bear this aggression, we will not bear this surgical strike. This resolution not passed by me, by them.
Okay, we've got Sanjay Singh of the Aam Aadmi Party joining us on this broadcast as well. Sanjay ji, the Aam Aadmi Party has come out and, you know, Kejriwal is being hailed as a hero. If you look at Dawn newspaper, you look at the Urdu newspapers, they are welcoming what Kejriwal said, saying Delhi का चीफ मिनिस्टर कह रहा है कि प्रूफ दो, वो ही नहीं मानने को तैयार कि स्ट्राइक असली है कि नकली. आपको नहीं लगता कि बहुत गलत टाइम पे बहुत गलत एक पॉलिटिकल मूव आप लोगों ने किए, वो भी नेशनल सिक्योरिटी के साथ? संजय जी,
जो पाकिस्तानी मीडिया झूठ का प्रचार करता है, आप उसके बयान को आधार बना के कोई बात कहें, मुझे लगता है वो उचित नहीं है. अरविंद केजरीवाल का पूरा वीडियो देखिए. उन्होंने भारतीय सेना को सलाम किया, उन्होंने देश के प्रधानमंत्री को सैल्यूट किया। उन्होंने एक सामान्य सी और विनम्रता पूर्वक ये बात कही कि जो पाकिस्तान झूठ फैलाने का प्रयास कर रहा है, इंटरनेशनल मीडिया, चाहे वो बीबीसी हो, चाहे वो न्यूयॉर्क टाइम्स हो, चाहे वो यूएन के जनरल सेक्रेटरी के स्पोक्स पर्सन हो, जो ये लोग झूठ फैलाने का काम कर रहे हैं, उसका जवाब दीजिए और जवाब देकर देश का गौरव पूरे दुनिया में बढ़ाने का काम कीजिए, क्योंकि आतंकवाद सिर्फ भारत नहीं लड़ रहा।
सर, आपने सीधा हमला नहीं किया, आपने कटाक्ष करते हुए हमला किया। आपने ये कहा कि आपने बेसिकली क्या कहा केजरीवाल ने कि एविडेंस सामने लाओ। अगर एविडेंस लाते हैं सामने तो एस्केलेशन साइकिल में पाकिस्तान को मिलिटरीली जवाब देना होगा। ये नेशनल सिक्योरिटी के मुद्दे हैं सर।
राहुल कंवल जी, कोई कटाक्ष नहीं किया। दिल्ली की विधानसभा एकमात्र विधानसभा है देश की जिसने प्रस्ताव पारित करके प्रधानमंत्री की सराहना की, जिसने भारत की सेना को के जज्बे को सलाम किया। कोई कटाक्ष नहीं किया। इसको राजनीतिक चश्मे से देखने के बजाय एक व्यक्ति की, एक मुख्यमंत्री की और देश के लोगों की भावना के तौर पे देखना चाहिए।
नहीं, आपको नहीं लगता कि नुकसान होगा नेशनल सिक्योरिटी को, इंडिया के मिलिट्री इंटरेस्ट को, अगर हम इस डेटा को पब्लिक करते हैं, वीडियो को पब्लिक करते हैं? आप क्यों नहीं मानने को तैयार कि आर्मी सच बोल रही है?
राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा के मसले पर पूरा देश प्रधानमंत्री जी के साथ खड़ा है, भारतीय सेना के साथ खड़ा है। इसको कोई राजनीतिक चश्मे से नहीं देखा जाना चाहिए। राजनीति तो वो लोग कर रहे हैं जो पोस्टर लगा के वोट मांग रहे हैं, जो अपना पारिकर जी अभिनंदन करवा रहे हैं। आप बताइए, शहीदों की चिताओं की आग भी अभी ठंडी नहीं हो पाई है और वो अपना अभिनंदन करवाने में जुटे हैं। उत्तर प्रदेश में वोट मांग रहे हैं इसके नाम पे, जिस पूरे मसले पर पूरा देश आज प्रधानमंत्री जी के साथ और भारतीय सेना के साथ खड़ा है, उस पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी क्यों राजनीति कर रही है?
Stay with me. Sabha Naqvi is also joining us. RP Singh is also with us. Sanjay ji, I'm coming back to you in a moment. I want a reaction from the BJP because Sanjay Singh has a point. You're saying to the opposition, don't do politics on this issue, but go across Uttar Pradesh. You've put up big posters. You're hoping to cash in on this in Uttar Pradesh, Punjab and Goa.
Politics. I have to raise another question to him. When there was an epidemic in Delhi with chikungunya and dengue, Mr. Satinder Jain, their minister, was in Goa. What was he doing in Goa that time? Mr. Kejriwal was not in Delhi. Mr.
RP Singh, that's not the answer to the question that you were asked. The Aam Aadmi Party is asking you a straight question. You are looking to derive political benefit from the surgical strike, and therefore some element of politics is naturally argues.
Sir, there's a standalone instance which happened in UP. You can't overall paint the party with that. Nowhere we have put any posters. You come to Shokar, you see any poster or hoarding? You go through Delhi. You are in Delhi. Please go through Delhi. Is there any poster or hoarding? It's not an issue at all. It's not political issue. It's matter of great national pride.
Okay, let me put that question to Sanjay Singh. Sanjay जी, अगर कोई एक नेता पोस्टर कर दे तो वो कह रहे हैं कि ये ना सोचो कि बीजेपी पॉलिटिक्स कर रही है। प्रधानमंत्री की तरफ से बहुत ही मैच्योर बयान आए हैं और ऐसे टाइम पे देश को एकजुट होना चाहिए। आप जब सबूत मांगते हैं तो वही पूरा पाकिस्तान मीडिया में प्ले आउट होता है। वो कहते हैं देखो ये लोग खुद ही नहीं मानने को तैयार, स्ट्राइक असली है, हमें क्या बताते हैं। आप जो कर रहे हैं उससे उस तरह का नुकसान भी तो पहुंचता है संजय जी।
राहुल कंवल जी, पूरे प्रदेश में कईयों जगह पे जहां संजीव बालियान ने पोस्टर लगवाए हैं, आप गोरखपुर में चले जाइए, वहां पोस्टर लगवाए। पूरे उत्तर प्रदेश में वोट मांगने का काम कर रहे हैं। मैं कह रहा हूं शहीदों की चिताएं अभी ठंडी नहीं हो पाई हैं और आप अभिनंदन करवा रहे हैं मनोहर पारिकर जी गोवा में। आप राजनीति कर रहे हैं इस पूरे मसले पर। हम पूरा देश, आम आदमी पार्टी भी आज प्रधानमंत्री जी के साथ खड़ी है, आज भारतीय सेना के साथ खड़ी है। इस पे आप राजनीति क्यों कर रहे हैं?
आप ये मान ही नहीं रहे। आप कह रहे हैं कि सबूत दो, वो सबूत देने से इंडिया की नेशनल सिक्योरिटी को नुकसान पहुंचता है। कहां आप मान रहे हैं कि आप प्रधानमंत्री के साथ खड़े हैं?
हम तो ये कह रहे हैं कि आतंकवाद फैलाने वाले पाकिस्तान के मुंह पे तमाचा मारिए। हम तो ये कह रहे हैं कि पाकिस्तान जो पूरी दुनिया में झूठ का प्रचार कर रहा है उसको तमाचा मारिए। हम तो ये कह रहे हैं कि भारत का गौरव बढ़ाइए, भारतीय सेना का गौरव बढ़ाइए, देश का गौरव बढ़ाइए। हम कहां कोई प्रश्न उठा रहे हैं? हम कहां कोई प्रधानमंत्री जी पे
आप सबूत मांग रहे हैं? आप सबूत मांग रहे हैं। जब कोई स्ट्राइक हुई, जब ओसामा बिन लादेन को मारा गया अमेरिकी नेवी सील्स द्वारा, उन्होंने तो ओसामा की शक्ल नहीं दिखाई ना कि ये हमने ओसामा को मान दिया। उन्होंने मार दिया, उन्होंने बोला हमने काम कर दिया।
मामले को इससे मत जोड़िए।
क्यों ना जोड़े?
डीएनए टेस्ट तक जारी किया था, उन्होंने सारी वीडियो फुटेज जारी की थी, उसकी बात आप मत कीजिए। मैं कह रहा हूं प्रधानमंत्री जी को जवाब कैसे देना है वो तय करे, सरकार कैसे जवाब देगी वो तय करे, लेकिन पाकिस्तान को झूठ फैलाने का मौका नहीं मिलना चाहिए। हमारी छोटी सी बात है, इसको आप बिना मतलब राजनीतिक चश्मे से देख रहे हैं। हमने बड़ी विनम्रतापूर्वक कहा कि पाकिस्तान जो आतंकवाद फैलाने के लिए पूरे दुनिया में प्रख्यात है, उसको कृपा करके झूठ फैलाने का मौका मत दीजिए। अब आप इस पूरी बात में नई नई बातें खोज रहे हैं, इसका क्या अर्थ है?
Okay, Sabah Naqvi, the Aam Aadmi Party says we are not doing politics. We're saying Pakistan is doing propaganda, India must counter it. We're actually on Modi's side. Is that the case, or actually are they using this as an opportunity to try and push the Prime Minister into doing something he doesn't necessarily wish to do?
Rahul, first of all, we all know that there's no question of anyone, and if Sanjay Nirupam has indeed spoken against the DGMO, I think none of us are in doubt, and none of us should be in doubt. We cannot start questioning what the armed forces are saying publicly. But hear carefully the words that were said there, and then let me tell you also, there have been all sorts of stories and versions put out in the media, in the electronic media, hyping up what has happened. And so now when you've hyped it up to such an extent, now questions are being asked in the international media. Now the point is, I'm not saying give video footage or prove anything, but you perhaps need to give a few more logistical specifications when you are being countered, when the Pakistanis have sort of been able to persuade some journalists that nothing may have happened, and these are respectable media organizations. I believe something did happen, and I believe we are going to see stories which elaborate more clearly on what may have on details, because it's extremely important that we create a plausible version for the world to understand. This is not just for domestics. So we have to, we've had a certain emotion domestically, but we have to also have a plausible line that we have changed as far as the world is concerned. And I'm sure that accurate stories with a few more
नहीं, पर संजय जी आप ये भी तो देखिए, सुजन राइस जब हमला हो रहा था उस वक्त अजीत डोवाल से बात कर रही थी, क्योंकि उनकी इंटेलिजेंस ने, उनके टेक इंटेलिजेंस ने उसको पिकअप किया कि इंडिया ने एलओसी को क्रॉस किया. उस वक्त पे उनकी बातचीत चल रही थी, दुनिया ने कहीं क्वेश्चन नहीं किया है. अब जब पाकिस्तान लेके गया कुछ पत्रकारों को, वो ना जाने सही गांव में लेके गया, बाजू वाले किसी गांव में लेके गया, सही आदमी से मिलाया, गलत आदमी से मिलाया. तो इसमें इंडिया के लोग तो मान रहे हैं, लेकिन केवल लग रहा है कि कुछ पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज नहीं मान रही, उनको चाहिए सबूत. संजय जी, RP Singh, you just heard what Sabah Naqvi is saying. There is a certain amount of international embarrassment as well, she argues, with all these international agencies writing stories, they're raising questions. She's saying lay out the proof so that nobody is able to ask these questions. Those questions should be answered. How do you respond?
I'm showing the proof to Sabah Naqvi on my phone. There is a news from Pakistani TV which says, if you can focus on this, or I'll tell Sabah Naqvi to go through this. Sabah Naqvi to go, I'm sorry, I'll do it again for you. I'll appreciate Sabah Naqvi to go through this. This is Jag TV in Pakistan, which says, and I'll read it for you, which says that Sindh Assembly has passed 4 resolutions against the Indian aggression. Now, what proof? I mean, it's shocking. You are asking army to give proof, and army will decide what has to do when it's not to be decided in the TV studios. Let Sabah Naqvi read this and understand this.
Are we not, Sabah, building a specter of pressure? One second, let's see what happened during IC 814. The whole crusade that happened at that time, that these relatives are in pain, something must be done, forced us to take a decision for which we are still having to pay. When this false pressure gets built up, you put the government in a corner. This is a time when you should be saying we actually side with the government and let them professionally decide whether they want to make the evidence public or not, Sabah.
We do, Rahul. Are we here in this country going to stop asking questions? For God's sake, we are not going to stop asking questions. I'm saying right now, I completely believe everything. I just think we need to counter the Pakistani propaganda. No, I'm not doing that, RP. I'm not doing that at all. I'm very troubled by the suggestion that some people are making. That,
go through the army media,
there is no question of
Pakistani media and their resolutions. Please, I'll appreciate. Go through the Sindh Assembly resolutions. 4 resolutions against aggression, and they talk specifically about surgical strike. I'll appreciate that.
I have heard you. You don't have to prove anything to me. Please don't prove anything to me. You don't have to prove anything to me. I am being analytical. RPN saying I'm being analytical about why have certain stories come out, Rahul. We have to come to that. We have a world's huge, very, very active media. We have to have some clarity, because if a different narrative is being built up in the world, then the effectiveness of our changing policy, it could hamper that.
Okay,
That's
I'm going to leave it there.
Saying. There is no question. It is a central tenet. There is no question of disbelieving what has happened.
I'm going to leave it there.
A point here. You don't have to convince
the fact
me,
is that whether or not this video evidence should be made public is a decision the Indian Army and the Ministry of Defence should take based on what suits India's national interest. Not because Kejriwal is playing politics, but because somebody from Rahul Gandhi's party is playing politics, but because they actually believe that this is the right thing to do. And if they don't believe that, they should not be under pressure. They should not be put under pressure. And if we do that, it will be a great national disservice. This is why India loses the battle against terror, because we're not able to unite as one nation, rise above politics, stay together. When a tough decision has been taken, all of us need to hold together as Team India. And unless we do, we will bleed again and again and again, as we have been. We're slipping into a break. News and updates continue when we come back on the other side.